Na tsinci kaina a cikin ƙungiyar Boko Haram wanda ba ni ne na je da kaina ina neman ƙungiyar ba, kuma na shiga ba a kan sanin cewar ga abin da su suke aikatawa ba. Na dai samu saukan Ƙur'ani hadda a lokacin na ɗan shekara 16 a duniya. Zallan hadisan da ake koyar da mu waɗanda suka nuna cewar ya kamata duk musulmi ya fito ya yi yaƙi domin musulunci, da zubar da jinin shahidai ne musulunci ya kafu. Aka koyar da mu wannan gefe da kyau, muka fahimce shi muka gane, kamun sannan aka zo aka fara mana training.
Hello, my name is Hannah Umaru, and you're welcome to Modern Martyrs. Now, one of the challenges to peace in the world today is religious extremism. Now, its effect is not limited to certain borders, but its substantive effect, or it accounts for a lot of violence in the world, registered in the world today. Now, Nigeria, northern Nigeria especially, is not exempt from this problem. Northern Nigeria is home to a vibrant Christian community. But this community has gone through a lot of violent attacks from Islamic extremists. Houses have been destroyed, lives have been taken, churches razed to the ground, men killed, women and daughters, wives and daughters, have been abducted, they've been raped, they've been turned to sex slaves. They've been taken to the camps of these Islamic extremists and have been taken away from their homes, left traumatized. Even when they are released, they come back traumatized and in deep pain.
Gradually in Nigeria, apart from the federal laws, the constitution, the states began to enact law. It will interest you to know that about 12 out of the 19 states in northern Nigeria have enacted what is called the Sharia Penal Court. And the Sharia Penal Court makes it categorically clear that blasphemy is an offense. And one of the offenses for blasphemy in most of the Sharia legal court is execution. Now, but if you look at it, by and by, over the past few years, you will see that there have been a lot of issues where people take the laws into their hands. They don't even allow the courts to determine whether somebody is guilty or not. In June 2009, in a town called Sara in Jigawa State, 12 people were accused of blasphemy against the Prophet Muhammad, and then they were lynched. Houses were burned, including a police outpost where the mob claimed that a man was being protected. In August 2008, in Kano State, a Muslim mob beat to death a 50-year-old man whom they claimed blasphemed Prophet Muhammad. In April 2008, Muslim rioters in the city of Kano burned shops and vehicles of Christian merchants after according to them, one disparaged the Prophet Muhammad. Then in February 2008, a Muslim mob in Sumaila in Kano State also slaughtered people whom they claim slandered the Prophet Muhammad. The mob set fire to vehicles and destroyed a police station. In February 2008, Muslim mobs also besieged a police station and set it on fire in the city of Yano in Bauchi State. So if you look at it, by and by, a lot of people now take the laws onto their hands. to the point that literally, even without blaspheming, some people have taken the laws into their hand. We are all witnesses to the fact of what happened in Kubwa, Abuja, about a few years ago, 2-3 years back, when a woman who just came out in the morning to evangelize, and then she was mobbed and killed, you know. So while we have blasphemy laws, the people have not allowed the courts themselves to test the law. They've always taken the law into their hand. And that, to my mind, is wrong. No man, even by our constitution, has a right to take a life except in the course of executing a valid judgment of the court. So I think that the mob who carry it onto themselves to, execute blasphemy, quote and unquote, by them, are wrong, and they should be prosecuted, because that's what the law says.
People take the patience of Christians for granted. The people think that because Christians don't react sharply to persecution, that maybe they are fools. They are not, because time is coming and we are beneficiaries of knowledge of history. We know what happened in North Africa, we know what happened in Asia Minor, we know what happened even in countries like Lebanon, Syria, even Turkey. These were strong Christian countries. But it is issues like this and the way Christians took it lying low that made Christianity to be wiped off. We are learning from it, and we are discovering that the time has come that by the grace of God, under the law, we have to arise to defend our faith, or else with our eyes open, our Christianity will be wiped off in Nigeria. So Christian leaders are putting their heads together to look at this issue of persecution. Persecution is not new, there's no doubt about that, it has been there, and there's a way persecution helps the church to grow, but there is also a way in which if we are concerned about the future of our children, those born and those not yet born, then we cannot pretend to see the injustices going on and just allow it. Because if we do, it becomes the norm, and our children will not be able to fight it. They will say that's the way it has always been. So we have to do something.
When you look at the extremist, he believes that everything about him is correct and should not be questioned. He believes that he can impose his beliefs on anybody, even if he has to resort to violence to do this. Unfortunately, this is the story of a preacher. She was an evangelist. Her name was Eunice Olawale. She was a mother. She was a wife, the wife of a pastor, Elisha Olawale. He was a pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, or he is a pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. She was a mother of 7. She was a vibrant person in church. She worked with women. She was loved. And she had a routine. It was normal for anybody who is a Christian. I mean, you have a commandment to preach the gospel. So it was expected. She got up every morning, 5 a.m., took a megaphone, and she went on the street telling people about Jesus. Of course, she wanted to share her salvation, the joy of being saved. That's all she wanted to share. And it was not a crime. It wasn't illegal. Well, on the 9th of July, 2016, it was the same routine. She picked up her megaphone and she was out on the street. But unfortunately, she met her death. Some extremists met her on the way. She was stabbed several times and left on the street. Her megaphone and her Bible beside her. What did she do to deserve this? Nothing. She just went out to preach like she'd always done, just to tell people the good news. And today, she's no more. But the voice of Eunice Olawale, just like the voice of every modern martyr, is crying out. And not vengeance, but is crying out mercy, just like the blood of Christ is doing. It's crying out mercy over everyone who is taking the life of people, because we want them into the kingdom.
she so loves God and thinks about God. If you see this building here, this place is because of her. We are here today. When I say she loves God, she fears God, she can give everything she has to God. That's more I know about her.
She has been a martyr for Christ since, but we don't even realize all the things until when she died. Because that's what she normally tells us. We as a Christian, we should fight to the end. That we go to heaven like this, just neat like this. How are we going to face Apostle Paul when we get to heaven? That we are Christian. We fought the same fight she fought before he died. That we should do anything it takes to make it. We shouldn't be afraid of anybody. Those are the words she used to tell us then. We didn't even know that she's going to die like that. But she really impacted us for good. Up till now, I'm still standing. Because when I think about all the things she used to tell me then, I will just say thank you, Jesus, that at least I met somebody like her. For the few years we stayed together, she has been a wonderful mother to me.
Does it mean Christ must not be preached again? That's the question for us.
We are seriously missing her. One thing that we know is that the work that God has used her to start it, we are taking it in a much more greater level and ensuring that the whole world know about Jesus Christ. That has been our heart cry, and we are not stopping until the whole world know that Jesus is Lord. That is when we also will stop, to the glory of God and to the praise of our Father in heaven.